everyone, welcome back to Relax Fit Tactical. In today's video, we're diving deep into Pennsylvania's gun laws. If you own a firearm, are planning to purchase one, or you just want to stay up to date on the legal aspects of carrying a firearm in Pennsylvania, this guide is for you. Stick around to the end because I've got an interesting fact about Pennsylvania's gun laws that might surprise you. Let's get to it.
Pennsylvania firearm law. First up, purchasing firearms in Pennsylvania. If you're buying a firearm from a licensed dealer, you'll need to go through the Pennsylvania Instant Check System, also known as PICS. This system checks your background to ensure you're legally eligible to own a firearm. The PICS check will cost you $2, and there's a $3 surcharge per firearm you buy. This is required for all firearm purchases from licensed dealers. But what about private sales? In Pennsylvania, there's a difference between selling rifles and shotguns and handguns. If you're transferring a rifle or shotgun privately, there's no requirement for a background check. However, if you're transferring a handgun, the sale must go through a licensed dealer or your county sheriff's office, where a PICS background check will be conducted. Now let's talk about who can't purchase firearms in Pennsylvania. State law prohibits individuals with felony convictions, certain misdemeanors like domestic violence, and those with specific mental health adjudications from buying or owning firearms. And if you've had 3 or more DUI convictions within 5 years, you're also prohibited from owning a gun. Next, let's get into how to legally carry a firearm in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, you can carry a firearm openly in most places without a permit, but there's an important exception. If you're in Philadelphia, which is considered a city of the first class, you'll need a license to carry firearms, or LTC, to open carry. Now, if you want to carry concealed, you'll definitely need an LTC. You can apply for this license through your county sheriff's office, or if you live in Philadelphia, you'll apply through the chief of police. The fee to apply is $19, and the license is valid for 5 years. Authorities have up to 45 days to process your application, so make sure to apply in advance if you need it. Another key point is that carrying a firearm in a vehicle in Pennsylvania requires an LTC, even if the firearm isn't concealed on you. If you don't have an LTC and are caught with a firearm in your car, you could be facing legal consequences. That said, there are exceptions to needing an LTC for certain activities. For example, if you're actively involved in hunting, fishing, trapping, or dog training, you can carry a firearm with a sportsman's firearm permit. This permit lasts for 5 years, but it's important to remember that it doesn't allow for concealed carry. Now, let's discuss who can't own or carry firearms in Pennsylvania. The list of prohibitions includes people convicted of crimes like murder, kidnapping, robbery, or assault. If you've had 3 or more DUIs in the last 5 years, or are under an active protection from abuse order that requires relinquishing your firearms, you're also prohibited. And here's something important. If you're a medical marijuana user, even if you're legally prescribed under Pennsylvania law, you're considered an unlawful user of a controlled substance under federal law. That means you cannot legally buy or possess firearms, even though marijuana use is legal in the state. Federal law takes priority in this case. Now let's talk about reciprocity. If you have a concealed carry permit from another state, Pennsylvania might recognize it under a reciprocity agreement, but not all states are included. Make sure you check if your state has a reciprocity agreement with Pennsylvania before you carry. To legally carry a firearm across state lines into Pennsylvania, you'll need to either hold a valid Pennsylvania LTC, have a permit from a reciprocity state, or qualify for one of the state's exceptions, like being law enforcement. One thing that's essential to remember when purchasing a firearm in Pennsylvania is the Pennsylvania Instant Check System, or PICS. This system has been in place since 1998 and is used to verify if someone can legally purchase a firearm. The process typically takes a few minutes, but if your application is denied, you have the right to challenge the decision. You'll need to submit a challenge request within 30 days, and the Pennsylvania State Police will review the case and respond within 60 days. Interesting fact. Here's a fascinating piece of history for you. Did you know that Pennsylvania was one of the first states to adopt the Second Amendment as part of its state constitution, even before the Federal Bill of Rights was ratified? As early as 1776, Pennsylvania included the right to bear arms in its state constitution, recognizing the importance of an armed citizenry long before the national conversation took hold. This makes Pennsylvania one of the most historically significant states when it comes to the right to bear arms. If you found this video